Welcome back to Yellowhammer. I'm Connor, and today we're going to be talking about the elephant in the room that I've neglected for far too long. Alright, if you've not been following along, you probably don't even know what I currently have the camera pointed at. That being my bane of my life and everything in general. But a brief overlook. I do have the Titan lift. That'll include that right there, a M205 out of a 05 and up Titan. Well, 08 and up, I think I had the 3 rib, but either way, the Titan length coilover and everything accompanying that lift, being why the tire will kind of go way far out of the fender. But anyway, not really here to talk about it or do a walk around. Okay, getting right into it. You might be wondering why I have that off here right now and the hood up, but I'm getting ready to talk about that. Go back to my trip to Windrock in 2019, I believe. The locker module, the one right behind my finger right there, you might be able to make it out right there, did go bad, I do believe, and it wouldn't allow the locker to work, and I had to do the anytime locker mod with a little bit of wiring to make that work again. Normally before you had to have the vehicle in 4 low and under 5 mile an hour to keep the locker on. Didn't have to have that. Then really no problem come up with that, completely fine. But go forward to trip to Windrock 2021, I had to be pulled out of kind of a rut where I had fell into and couldn't get out on my own. During that time, I don't really know why it did blow. After I turned the vehicle off, or no, come back. I take that back. I didn't turn the vehicle off. It did die. Operator error. I did have right there, or no, my bad. I did have the wiring for, I think, that right here, and me not thinking nothing about it. Definitely operator error. Need to be right there at my thumb. Whatever, you live and learn. But it did blow that 80 amp right here, and everything kind of went downhill from that. Now, after we got it going again, from taking a wire from there to there for a temporary deal, I did put another link on it, and that did good for the remainder of the time. But about a week later, going to work, it popped that again, and I've probably gone through like 5 of them by now, and what that come down to ended up being the terminal going into that right here. That whole connector got fried one way or another, like the clock, kind of look like a clock, but a terminal where you turn the key for different power. Got a new one of them that remedied it. Blowing the link anymore. And after that point in time, I don't remember how I figured it out or what went on, but 4x4 no longer worked after about that point in time. And I've been fighting the 4x4 problem for nearly an entire year now. And we literally gone through every electronic, every module, following what the factory manual recommended, and literally nothing had turned up yet. I'll take you underneath here. Okay, underneath the vehicle, you have your motor, the transfer case, and I think that might be a 4x4 indicator, maybe. And then right there had been the ATP. I did have for a long time the ATP light on. I really don't know why. That never really got figured out until I got that put in and had a local dealer clear the code. That one too, I think that might be the 4x4 mode part there. Can't really remember. I've looked at too many to really remember what all they are now, but either way, all new, all come out good with the multimeter. And what we had figured out to happen, the transfer had technically been in 4 high for a month or two anyway, and we got the motor taken off and the little drive, whatever you want to call it, turned back to two-wheel drive, the vehicle being in two-wheel drive right now. But after that, we never really got 4x4 to work. Well, anyway, after we got them put in and, you know, everything went there, I repeatedly had a problem where the speedometer would not work, and it ended up being the left front that read bad on the code reader, and went ahead and did all four, thinking, you know, maybe that might take care of four-wheel drive too, being that it will not let 4x4 activate if, you know, you have one bad or badly grounded or, you know, inoperable. That did nothing other than clear code. And other than that, come back up, and that 4x4 thing here, whatever you want to call it, brand new. The old one did technically read bad according to the manual. Both of them were good beforehand. A lot of it had been remedied again. Mechanically running two-wheel drive, nothing wrong with it at all. Before I did have that four-wheel drive light on, but I only had that on due to the key being turned on. I had what you're currently looking at right there. I had no 4x4 pop-up for, you know, the indicator. I do have that now. And I had that one right there, the vehicle direct control off on. I could not get it turned off. I had that light on, and I think the wiring had been maybe a little bit broke too, but that had been remedied. And I think over here on the far right had been ATP. I really do, and I've already cleaned it out. I do have a buyer for it here over the weekend. I've literally cleaned everything out. I'm working on cleaning it up a little bit to make it look better, but I'm completely out of time and money to keep throwing into it. I definitely don't regret getting into everything and you know, the community and everything, but got to the point where I'm putting more important goal in my life behind to try to work on it. Didn't really think a whole lot about getting rid of it, but now that I'm talking about it and it coming up here in a day or two, I'm kind of reflecting on it a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I knew going into it that there would be a very limited amount of content that I could really make with it. You know, it isn't all that cool compared to, you know, another built 4x4 in my opinion, and clearly being built like a brick, it don't really go all that quick either after about 50 mile an hour, you know, with the 410 gearing and everything. But definitely met a lot of great people and had a great time with it. I thought I would put the video out here, maybe if anybody had a problem with it, that I could, you know, might drop a comment or, you know, talk to me or whatever, and maybe I can relay that to the people that are going to buy it and they can have fun with it like I did. Alright, without telling anything yet, got a car here in front of me. Try not to go too high on it. You can definitely tell not the Xterra due to how low to the ground, and a different color. Right here will be the new Daily. not a whole lot to talk about, a little Hyundai, but I did get rid of the problem child. Get the unlock button here. I did get rid of my Xterra through private party. Came out pretty good on it overall. You know, I really did hate to get rid of that car due to the fact that it kind of been the car that got me into modifying and really working on them. And overall, a lot of good people met, and, you know, people that I would call friend, and, you know, a lot of fun. And regarding the 4x4 off-road content of my YouTube, I did put a poll up a while back that kind of held around for what people liked on here, and overwhelmingly it had been car content. And I mean, I know I can't do a whole lot with the little Hyundai non-turbo, but for me, it definitely benefited me a lot more with my current line of work, where I'm having to drive about half an hour one way to work. You know, again, clearly 4x4, the locker didn't work. Having a 4x4 that don't have working 4x4 don't really do you a whole lot of good. Inline 4, no turbo. I didn't even know they made one of them without a turbo. But again, if you hadn't made out already from looking at the interior, it did come with a manual. Car for road trip, up until now, have been very reliable. I've had it for about a month now after recording the video, and yeah, I get about 40 on flat highway, a hair under that on, you know, pulling a hilly area. I don't think I've ever gotten below 34, 35. To have a car that will get that kind of miles to gallon, I'm very in awe of. Full look at it, nothing really to brag about, not really eye candy that you could call it, but you know, I know a lot of people don't really care for the Hyundai and Kia brand, but overall, I mean, out of having a dual overhead cam 4-banger in a manual, I mean, I look for it to go a very long time. No longer have a 4x4, got a little 4-banger Hyundai, and yeah, thank you all for coming by, and until another video.